So for this 5 hackathon, I have created a budget app that I call Expense. So let's log in and try how Expense works. After I log in, the page I would get is the basic information page that you can call as landing page. And from there, user can navigate through different menus. The first one is transaction. In the transaction menu, basically you add all the transactions you did for that particular day or previous transactions as well. Now let's say I want to add 800 rupees transaction for today. Now, if I add this transaction, it can be either an income or an expense. So I spent it and using UPI, the category is I spent on, let's say, entertainment, and I went purchase a subscription. I will save this. So you can see that this transaction would then be affected with the this category. These categories are what for income and expense, like entertainment, we selected now. It has different subcategories, that is subscription, movies, and concerts. So in the transactions, you can see that the subscription, the transaction I did, it is added here. So it is a live query. And after that, you can see the analysis for last month. And from this to past 30 days, I have spent this much amount on transaction, out of which in movies and subscription is 800 while movie is 62. So similarly you can see for other things, like if I see for travel, the travel have different subcategories, flight, accommodation, and it has transactions of amount 240 and 140 for last month, and this is the distribution. So your user can, if he want just of how he spends, the spending habit category wise we can see this. And if user want the overall spending habit, the overall expenses, he can go to the dashboard where they will see all the transactions, like from the start of the expense till the end. And here is a percentage savings which denote that in the month how much user saved versus how much he have used up. Apart from this, the transaction contain both income and expense. So here is a different table to showcase all the different incomes, and user can use a query to, let's say we want to filter by category, and it should is not empty. So let's say subcategory should not be empty. Now I will get the filters. Apart from that, if I want to give the amount, and the amount should be equal to 500. So I only have one transaction of this category. So queries are useful if you want to filter out something, like let's say payment method equals UPI. So I did two transactions, like I had two incomes with the type of UPI as a payment. Similarly, there's an expense table, so all the expenses are listed in this category. And then the payment methods we saw, so it can be either card, cash, check. This table is another way to do analysis, like let's say you want to track your spending habits or transactions you do using card. You can list the transaction, and then these transactions are for the start of the your app, like the when you started till now. And then this is the graph, like you have used only twice, it denotes that. And here as a monthly transaction, so this is for the income you have used, and small percentage for the expense, like total card for income. Now let's say I use UPI mostly, so the transactions, as you can see, there are four transactions. And then the transaction payment, we can see how the time period of the transactions is. And in this there's income versus expense, like with UPI I have got 50 rupees, whereas I have spent 1800 rupees. So now let's see the what category analysis is. In category analysis, you can get your spending habits for the particular like category, subcategory. And here you can see that in utilities you spend 900 rupees, whereas in groceries you spend 250. So these are the top 5 subcategory where you have spent the money. And then the settings is basically the user profile. So your user after login can update the name and email, and this can be used for the mails. Like if user is not active for past 7 days, I have set up a task that gives the mails to the user, send the mails at inactive reminder, and this is done with the help of the job. So it will check on a regular basis, like every day, and it will showcase like if the user is active or not based on the last active state. Like in the table, if you update the see in this transaction form, whenever you add a new transaction, I would mark as the status as active, and based on that I will update the status of the user. So apart from this, you can see that I have added different forms for each like transaction, and adding types, subcategories, categories, payment method, and there are different charts that I have used. Apart from that, the database structure is here. The iUser is for only one user, and the category payment. So it is really complex structure, and five database modeler has helped a lot in this. So you can see this is the transaction table which contains all the details, and this transaction can have expense or income as a type. So it is related with foreign key for type. The payment method, we saw there is a table for payment method. Again, it is related one to many relationship. And the subcategory, like subcategory is linked to category. Yeah, I forgot to tell that part. If you go in a transaction and you want to add a new transaction, so without selecting a category, you can't select a subcategory because I have made them a dependent field, and each category, like it should be of income or expense. So first you need to select whether it is income or expense. So let's say I want to add income. Then income can be a rental income in salary, or you said get some gift and grants. If I select a salary, then only I will get a subcategory that is freelance, full-time or part-time. So I will add payment method as card, and will receive this on Friday. I receive 900. Now this 900 is added in this income table, which can be sorted with the help of amount, date, or the type, and this is again reflected in the savings part as well as the income table. Yep, this is all about the project I worked on.